I welcome you to this wonderful platform where mathematics is being handled amicably. So kindly stay tuned for this question that we have. Okay, so please, I want to show you how to work out the question that we are given. So remember, in mathematics, the first thing that you are supposed to do is to identify the topic. Okay, from where the particular question is coming. So when you look at this one, find the equation of a tangent to the curve y is equals to x power 3 minus 5x squared plus 8x minus 4 at x is equals to 1. So this question is coming from calculus. Okay, so now we want to find the equation of a tangent when you are given the curve. So this is the curve that we are given. So now, one thing that I want you to understand is that what is this tangent? What is it? So tangent is a straight line. So once you understand that tangent is a straight line, then you are going to have the idea of how you are going to find that particular equation. Because we did this in coordinate geometry. To those of you who have been following me closely. So now, if you have the idea on how to find the equation of a straight line, then this one will be a walkover for you. So now, let me give you a practical scenario of tangent. So tangent, for example, the curve that you are given, this is a curve. Okay, so we are given this one as a curve. So assume this is the curve that we are given. This is the one. So now, to the curve, there is a line. Okay, there is usually a line that touches the curve like this. Okay, so this line is the one which is called a tangent line. Okay, so now this is a situation where you are given the equation of a curve. Now they want you to find the equation of what? A tangent. Okay, so now how can you find that equation of a tangent? Remember, when finding the equation of a straight line, the first thing that you are supposed to do is to know the gradient. Then from there, you know the coordinates. Now, looking at this one, how are we going to find the gradient of the tangent line? Because the equation that we are given is just for a curve. That is the first question that should come into your mind. Okay, so that question can be very answered in a simpler way. For you to find the tangent of this line, you just have to find, for you to find the gradient of this line, you have to know the gradient of this curve. Okay? The gradient of this line, you have to know the gradient of this curve. Why? Because the gradient of a tangent line to the curve is equal to the gradient of that curve. That's what it means. So the gradient that you are going to find for this curve is the same gradient that you are going to use for you to find the equation of this line, which is the tangent. I'm sure I've made myself clear on that point. Okay, so now we can start. We can now start. How are we going to find now the gradient of this curve? We are given the curve. So the gradient, that is, remember, when we are looking at grade 11 work, we were actually saying when finding the gradient, the formula is m is equals to y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Now, when finding the gradient of the curve, we don't go that way. Instead, you just write dy dx. Okay, so dy dx simply means different in y and different in x, which is just the same. So now, for finding the gradient of the curve, you do dy dx. Now, this dy dx means what? This is differentiation. Okay, as you may be aware, there are two types of calculus. The first one is differentiation. The other one is integration. Okay, so we have two parts under the same topic. So here we are going to use the differentiation. So differentiation is there to find the gradient of the curve that you are given. So now, how do we find here now? How do we differentiate? So when differentiating, we follow term by term. So you say, this is x, then power 3. So what do? You are going to multiply power times the coefficient. What is the coefficient of x is 1. So 3 times 1 The answer is 3. Then you write x. Okay. Then the power that you have should be decreased by 1. Meaning you are going to subtract a 1. And that rule is constant. Okay. So you are going to say, since this is a 3, so 3 minus 1, you are going to have 2. Okay. So meaning you have differentiated this one. You have found the y dx. Then minus. Here again, you do the same. So 2 times 5 is 10. The power is, then you write x. Then this power minus, because this is 2. 2 minus 1, the answer is 1. Do we need to indicate 1 there? No, because that power is positive. And it is a 1. So any letter, any number which has got no power, just know that that particular letter is raised to power what? 1. So even if we can just leave it like this, we are saying the power there is 1. So leave it like that. Okay? Then plus c. So we have differentiated this one as well. So we go to the other part now. 8x. So 8x. Differentiate 8x. So 8x, this x is raised to power 1. So 1 times 8, you still get 8. Okay? You still get 8. Now that 1 minus 1 is 0. X to power 0 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. So instead, when you are given just a term where it is raised to power 1, you just get the coefficient of that term. So 8x, what is the coefficient of 8x is 8. So you write 8. So meaning you have differentiated this one. Okay. So we can go to the last one. This is a constant number. When we say constant number, it doesn't have a what? A variable. So to differentiate a constant number, the answer is 0. With 1000, as long as there is no x there is no y. In case you are differentiating with respect to y, the answer is 0. Okay. Any constant number, to differentiate that particular number, the answer is 0. So why do we need to include the 0? So you leave it like that. So meaning we have differentiated. We have found the gradient of this curve, and this is the 1. Okay. Now remember, here they have they have gone on to say x is equals to 1. So x is equals to 1. Simply means you are now going to substitute x here. Where there is x, you put 1, because that is the one they have given us. In order for you and I to have the constant gradient. Okay. So meaning we are going to say 3. Where there is x, we put 1. So 1. Then there is a square minus 10. Where there is x, we put 1. Since they are saying at x is equals to 1. Then plus 8. Okay. So this, when you simplify this, 1 squared is 1. 1 times 3, 3. Minus 10 times 1, or here before you write minus, you say negative 10 times 1 is negative what? 10. Okay, plus 8. Okay. So now, 3 minus 10, what is the answer? It's negative 7, then plus 8. Okay, so negative 7 plus 8, what is the answer? The answer is 1. Therefore, the gradient of this curve, according to what we are given as the value of x, is 1. Okay, so now that you have found the gradient of the curve, this is the same gradient of a tangent line. Okay, so that is the gradient we are going to use. So let us start now. What do we do for us to find the equation of a straight line, linear equation? How do we find it? So we have got 2 major formula that you can use. The first one is the gradient point form. Then the other one is gradient intercept form. So we can easily use gradient point form, which goes like this. Okay, equals m, then x minus x1. Okay, so this is the formula that we are going to use. We are going to use this formula for us to find the equation. Now, having introduced the formula, let us now check properly and see the things that we are not given or things that we don't have in the question. So this one, why we don't substitute, we just substitute y1 and x1. Now, M, yes, we have. Then what about y1? Y1 we don't have. Then x1 is there. It's there. X1. Okay. Now what about y1? Y1 we don't have. So how are we going to find y1? So we cannot proceed minus knowing the y1. Okay. So y1, how we are going to find y1? We use the same equation that we are given. Then we are going to substitute. Where there is x, we just put 1 using the equation. Okay. The answer that you are going to get is the value of y, and it's the one that you are going to substitute in the question. So now we can start. 1, where there is x there, 1 power 3. We are putting that this is equals to y. We want to find y. Y is equals to, where there is x there, I mean x, we put 1 power 3, then minus, then of minus 5. Then we open there, we say 1 again. Everywhere where you see x, put 1. Because that is the one we are given. So 8, then 1, then minus what? 4. Okay. Then y is equals to 1 power 3. The answer is 1. Okay. Then 1 squared is 1. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Okay. Then 8 times 1 plus 8. Then plus or minus 4. Okay. So let's simplify this. So 1 minus 5 is negative 4. So negative 4 plus 4, I can even write it here. So it will be 1 minus 5, negative 4. Then plus, we have plus 4 or plus 8, then minus 4. So finally, negative 4 plus 8, the answer here is what? Positive 4. Then positive 4 minus 4, the answer is 0. So when x is 1, y is 0. That's what it means. So meaning we have found the y. And it is very easy for us now to go. So we say 1, 0. So this is for x, which is this one. Then y is 0. So now let us get back to the equation that, the formula for finding the equation of a tangent. So now we can substitute. So y minus y1 is what? Y1 is 0. So just write 0 there. Is equals to m gradient. We have found m is 1. So you put 1 there. Then open bracket. Then x, because this one is not substituted. Then minus x1, we have 1 there. You write 1. Okay. Then from there, you say y minus 0. Since this is just 0, so you say equals 1 times x is x. Then 1 times negative 1. The answer is negative 1. So this is the equation of the tangent according to the question. Like this, 3 marks is yours. Remember, this question carries 3 marks. Thank you for following. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pedagogy Learning with Mr. A+ Zambia, as well as following me on my Facebook page, Mr. A+ Online Learning, for more exclusive videos as well as more concepts in mathematics. Thank you so very much for now.